I know it's some crude math and a crude comparison, but again, just some food for thought for anybody who's like,
Yeah.
again,
I have a friend, my best friend. He has done steroids for many years, like in a row. I remember, I don't know, like 10 years. Like he didn't even did a pulse cycle or anything.
Yeah.
And I remember he was real like strong and ripped and everything. He did everything. I remember he competed in a bench press on an IPF thing in Costa Rica, and they did the water thing and they tested it.
Oh
And
shit.
you can look up on the water side that bench meat, and this they say like a name, and there he did positive for that. And when you get to my friend's name, it's like a fucking paragraph.
That's
He
funny.
tested positive for everything.
Yeah. Well, it's
now he has some health issues, and he stopped doing all that, and you can see like the drainage, like
oh sure.
he gets injured more frequently. Like right now, he's waiting for his shoulder surgery because his right shoulder is all messed up.
Yeah.
And comparing that to myself, like right now, my right elbow is shot. Like I injured training side pressure in the gym, and it takes a long time to recover from injuries. Yeah. And I really didn't want to get on TRT, but I'm actually I'm after hearing John is on TRT. I'm actually thinking about it.
John Bersink?
Someone John Bersink.
Yeah, he started at 40 years old. John Bersink got on test at 40. I mean, he's been pretty I'm not talking shit. He's been very open about that. And like you said on our show too, he said when he was going to arm wrestle Devin at King of the Table, he upped his dose. I mean, he was honest about it, and he said it. So, yeah. And again, listen, when you're honestly, your testosterone as a male starts declining after 21. Sometimes you say 18, but to everyone synonymously says after 21, percentage wise, nothing crazy, but your percentages. But now you take that plus all of the stuff into the food, in the water, floor, all these things in plastics and stuff like that. I mean, hey, this is another conversation, but the world is demasculizing men as we speak. Yes. Look at the difference, dude. I see kids like at the gym. There's a little deli that I go to, and there's high school guys, dude, and they have less muscle than my wife. You know what I mean? Like as when I was in high school, guys and girls kind of, I mean, you could tell a guy and the girls or whatever, but like, now it's like women are super estrogeny. You have young girls with big tits and big asses because the estrogen's higher, and all these males, like they're not even they're males, they're men. I'm not men, but they're male. And, they're like 17 years old and they look like fucking 13-year-old chicks.
I remember I went to high school in the 90s. Mm-hmm. But I remember when I was on elementary school, it was like 1987, 88. Mm-hmm. High school kids look like 35-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And now, when I was in high school in the 90s, everybody in high school, there was always some other guy who was little, small, but everybody looked like they did something physically.
Yeah, agree.
They look like young men, but masculine.
Yeah, you can see. Now, you have different hands. Like you see guys' hands. Like a guy, like for me, like your hands. Like I always had, you have veins in your hands. You can see like your musculature and stuff like that. These guys' hands they're 18, 17, 18 years old, and they literally have. Like, I can't even say like a woman because my wife, the hands are way more muscular, but they literally are like so dainty now. And like, yes. It's horrible. It's horrible. And what they don't realize though, it's, a byproduct of all this shit. So why I'm bringing that up is because I think if you took, again, this is real. You can do, this is science. You take 1,000 men's testosterone now. Then in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, you're going to see it just declining year after year. It's going to get so from the 1950s to now the 40s, it's going to get lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower because of all the environment stuff, the shit in food, the lifestyles people lead, all this stuff like that. So, to me, where I would say, hey, dude, if you're like 45 years old, you should hop on some testosterone. You know what I mean? It's good for you. I would say, and that I would have said that 5 years ago. Now I would say, because of the all this stuff that we just said, I would say hop on testosterone at probably 30 years old, 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee a 35-year-old guy's got testosterone, the same testosterone as I would have at 45 if I was completely off nothing.
Yeah. You know, there's like alpha males in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
and of course.
And I believe one of the top alpha males in the world is Louis Simmons.
Oh, sure.
And I just remember, I was just hearing you saying what we were saying just now. I was remembering when he's with this the Chris Bell thing that he did. He asked Louis Simmons, like, bigger, stronger, faster.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He asked Louis Simmons for how long or how many years have he had done steroids. Yeah. And I mean, Louis was like 65, 60 something, almost 70 years old. Yeah. But that time, and I remember he said, I've been on steroids for 35 years.
Yeah, he's still on them. He's still on tests.
He was there, and probably he's still on.
Yeah, well, he is 100%. Yeah. Well, even like I said, going back to me, I go into a doctor at 42 years old, and the doctor said a very simple question. He goes,
"Oh, like just a general practice."
Yeah. No, a general practice doctor, and he specialized in male wellness. And so again, things are a little bit different in Singapore. It wasn't like a TRT clinic. Like I said, I went for my back and my neck and stuff like that.
In Puerto Rico, if I look for a doctor to help me with those kinds of things, I wouldn't find him. And I could go to my urologist, and I would ask for it, and he would say no.
Right. Well, and like here in Vegas, there's male clinics everywhere, and all you got to do, you walk into in Vegas, because they get money off of the kickback from the insurance, so in Vegas, you walk into a doctor, you're like, I'm tired. Really? Yeah, here's some testosterone. So, and they'll give you literally, that's kind of it. It's pretty easy to get. Where in Singapore, like I said, it's a little bit harder to get, but the doctor said this, and this is what convinced me. I was 42. He said, Jason, do you want to feel 42? Do you want to feel 32? It was that simple. And I was just like, he didn't say, dude, you're going to, he didn't, it was just very simple. Do I feel like superhuman? No. Do I feel younger for my age? Yeah, that's all. And that's it. And I think, when you, again, like Joe Rogan said, you can be 50 years old and be like struggling to get out of bed in the morning, or you can be him like in his 50s, or Todd Hutchins, and fucking kicking ass and hitting bags and doing rounds and still whooping young dudes' asses. You know what I mean? So no, again, could Todd Hutchins do that without stuff? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But the bottom line is, he'd be an older version of that. Your car still runs even if it's not waxed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you clean it and wax it and put some new rims on it. It looks way better. It still runs either way, but it's way better looking, and you can probably, sell it for more money. You know what I mean? If it's all cleaned up nice. So
you were saying, I always do that same comparison of a new car, and a car that looks better if you change the rims or paint it or whatever. But going back to the Todd Hutchins and the John Bersanks and even I think Devin Larratt's that are on TRT, like right now I'm on nothing. I'm as natural as
Devin's on a lot more than TRT. That's for sure.
I don't know how you get those bumps, but someone told me you get that from GH.
I don't know that particularly. I know a lot of guys that run. I don't know if that's true or not. Actually, I did think that might be just something genetically that he has, to be honest, because he's had that stuff for a long time.
I've seen those bumps in older arm wrestlers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too. I've seen those. No, but I've seen those bumps in regular older people that are like guys who've been like manual laborers, farmers, construction workers.
Yeah.
So, I've seen that too. So again, Devin's younger than I am. Yeah, I think he's younger than I am.
Devin is 47.
Oh, 47?
46 to 47. I remember because Eddie Hall in his interview said that Thor beat on a 50-year-old Devin Larratt. But
okay. I know when I met Devin, I was all clean shaven and everything like that, and I said, we were both 44, or we're we're a year apart. Cause at one point we're both, I was 44 and so was he. And he said that he's like, you wear it a lot better than I do. He's like, I've been through a lot of shit. And I was like, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, everyone's got to do what they think's the right thing for them. And, you know, hear my advice, your advice, whatever, who take it with a grain of salt. You know, the best thing I would tell anybody is find someone you trust. You know what I mean? And that's the hardest thing in life. You know, find a man. Like if you're a guy, find a dude you trust, you know, or reach out to somebody you trust, you know. And I love that I built a reputation, at least for myself, that people, not as like a fucking drug smuggler or nothing, but at least that people come to me, like I have friends or people like message me and be like, dude, I know you'll be honest with me. And I'm like, yeah, I will, you know. And like I said, dude, I like, you know, some of these guys, like you said, Mike, with the Halo draw, you know, I tried Halo or Halo. I tried Halo for like 3 days at 20 milligrams, like the first day 10. I took like 2 days into 20 milligrams, dude. I had the fucking worst headache that I was like, I'm not doing this shit. Fuck this. I felt worse.
The time I use Halo, I did like just like 10 milligrams per day, and it got me really, really aggressive, and I could feel like powerful in my hands, just squeezing my hands. But I did it for like 3 or 4 days. It wasn't much, but I felt that kick. But again, I've used other substances that I felt nothing.
Dude, I like I said, I didn't feel anything. I was on like 3 or 4, like 4 days maybe. And some people tell, oh yeah, you'll feel it right away, dude. I felt nothing. All I had was a splitting fucking headache. And that's it. That's all I had was a headache, you know. For me, the only thing that I can quote unquote feel is Anavar. And the only reason why is because when I take a little bit of Anavar, I'm talking like 10 milligrams. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Even on 10, 20 milligrams of Anavar, I notice like if I do like, you know, I get veins in my biceps and my shoulders, everything like that. And I just feel like, oh, everything I do makes me pump. Like I fucking scratch my ass and I got like a pump, you know? So, and that part's cool. But, and the only reason that I even like Anavar at all is, and this is a little bit different. Like I was talking to a buddy of mine who's a power lifter at his dad actually, and he's a power lifter and or ex power lifter, but still in good shape as an older man. And he was asking me about like, you know, weight cutting, cycling, tapering down, drugs, and all that stuff. And I was again, I'm like you, I'm just talking honest with him. And what I told him is what I do is a little bit different than a lot of guys. Is I don't do anything until I'm done training. So, because what I feel like, the stronger I am in the gym, or the stronger I am aggressive on the table in a practice situation, my ability to hurt myself is way, 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 way higher. Now, if you understand the medical purposes of steroids, and let's say specifically Anavar, Anadrol, that are still used in medical applications. Oxandrolone is Anavar that is given to burn patients, AIDS patients, cancer patients. So, and what it does, it basically heals you. It increases your collagen synthesis. It makes it basically makes your body heal quicker. So what I do is when I'm done training, like when, like, you know, I take my taper down where I'm like the last 3 weeks, like after a practice, that's when I'll start adding in a little bit of Anavar, because I'm not doing anything except healing, and I'm using it to help heal me while I'm cutting weight. So that's my own thing. I haven't got that from anybody else. But it's something that I think, I don't know. Maybe I'm a genius or maybe I'm an idiot. You know what I mean?
Everybody finds the logic on what they do. And what you just said, I was bam, like, yeah.
Because I'm using it like you would as a medical, you know what I mean? You know, you went to a say you're in a motorcycle accident, God forbid, you know what I mean? And I actually know somebody that actually had this similar thing in a motorcycle. And that's kind of how I got the idea. They in a motorcycle accident. Now they're can't work out. They're pent up in a hospital bed, and their muscles would be atrophying, you know, because of just not doing anything. The same way you would if you got a cast, you know what I mean? Your arm a cast, you take your arm off, your arm's super small. But in the doctors, some doctors would give that patient Anavar, oxandrolone, to simply preserve their muscle wasting in this atrophied or state, you know, the state where they're not able to do anything. Same thing, you know, if someone has cancer, HIV. Again, I used to do some pharmaceutical work. And so I got to learn a lot about different types of drugs through, actual drugs like benzodopamines, which are, Xanax, what you call Xanax, Valium, benzodopamines, things like that, amphetamines, working with people Adderall, and oral oncolytics, which is cancer medication and stuff like this. And so I was working with some specialty pharmacy stuff. And so I got to learn a little bit about that, more about that, more than a regular person would, let's just say that. And so that's when I started thinking, I'm like, how would a doctor prescribe this for me? No bullshit, or no, like, and I thought, wait a second. The doctor wouldn't go, I couldn't go to a doctor and say, hey, I just want to get stronger in the gym. They're going to tell me, have some protein and creatine, work out. They're not going to be like, here's some fucking pills, But if the person, or if an individual was injured, well, now all of a sudden you get medication for your injury, or in the lack of the fact that you're just atrophying there, laying there, and stuff like that. So it got me thinking, and I'm like, you know what? It's again, it's just something I'm kind of messing around with here and there. And again, because it allows me to take low doses of things. Ain't because they're expensive, especially real Anavar is very, 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 very difficult to find. It's very expensive, but I can low dose Anavar while I'm doing nothing. And I can diet a little more aggressively, and B, I can get those benefits, the collagen synthesis and healing benefits from the drug, exactly what it's supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be taken 50 milligrams and now look at how fucking my arms, it's supposed to be for a person who's unable to work out. So I'm like, wait a second, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to work. And, and so it's, and I even think it's a kind of a psychological thing too. It's motivating psychologically, because for me, I don't know about you, when I'm going to compete and I'm taking that time off, I start thinking all this, did I train enough? Did I do this? Should I do one more day? Or, and there's a lot of things where if I'm just sitting back, letting the pills work their magic and just heal, I don't know, maybe from, even though it's a low dose and this and that, but it gives me a little, I don't know, it makes me feel better. You know what I mean? So
it gives you confidence, because when your test is at good levels, you feel aggressive, you feel confident, you feel like a man, Yeah.
But like I said,
actually, I'm considering like really, really seriously, right? Get on TRT like tomorrow. I feel like shit, Jason. Like
dude, it's a real thing.
I can't sleep. I'm always hurting.
Yeah. The sleep, like I said, the big one for me was sleep. And like I said, just being totally brutally honest, was the sex drive thing, and again, to be honest, man, I think I'm one of those people. I think every day is a gift, and why I'm not saying to be because you can take this a YOLO thing. You know what I mean? I ain't saying YOLO, but I'm saying, every day you're alive is a gift. To not be the best version of yourself is a waste of that day, in my opinion. And hey, we're all guilty of it. There's days where I wake up on a Sunday and I hit a weed and I'm like, fuck, I just slept the whole damn day away or watching, like I said, some stupid ass movie. But then again, I go, I try to forgive myself relatively quickly and say I probably needed the recovery day, but it's one of those things I do. I think, again, I think we're all guilty of it. For instance, even with the whole the pandemic and everything that happened, you see a regular person. I know you and I think the same way. We don't even have to talk about it, but we think the same way. And you see someone sneeze and the person, oh, you got COVID? Well, I don't know. Maybe I do. And you're like, you're 40 years old. What, for the last 38 years, you got a cold. That's all it fucking is. You know what I mean? But automatically it might be, it might not be, but it's like, these things are in your back of your mind. You know what I mean? And there's a thing in the back of your mind, in the back of my mind, in the back of everyone's mind, that I guarantee there's these demons that sit there that say, this is good for you. And this is bad for you. This is good for you, until you go, I'm just going to take this decision and it's either going to be good for me or it's not going to be good for me, but I'm at least going to make a decision and have peace about it, So that's my take on it. Again, for me, I consider myself kind of, I live a relatively healthy lifestyle. Other than I like Chinese girls, and Taco Bell is probably the only thing I'm really addicted to. But I smoke weed here and there for sleep. But you know what I mean? For the most part, I really try to take care of myself. And I'm a big believer in intermittent fasting. And I love the cleansingness of it. I love all this stuff like that. And I'm a fan of anything that gets your body youthful and healthy and stuff. I don't believe we're supposed to be old at 40 or 50 or even 60. I think if we're supplemented right, we're taking care of our bodies. I think age is nothing but a number.
Like, to me, I got two kids. I got an 8-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl that has cerebral palsy. She was born really premature and really little, and she has these all kinds of problems. And I always say to myself, I gotta keep up alive as long as I can to take care of her, because when I'm gone, I'm gone.
Right.
There's nobody's gonna take care of her like I do. Yeah. So I always try to keep healthy, and really, actually, I keep my motivation to go to the gym every day and train and do all this is to keep active, just because I know if I sit down, I'm gonna get older faster.
Yeah. And it's easy. And again, I love that when Todd Hutchins, like I said, he says, don't listen to your body. People, listen to your body. Your body will tell you when to rest. Your body will, like he says, your body wants you to watch porn, eat Cheetos, and drink bourbon. That's what your body wants to do, you know. But hey, there's people out there that are really motivated. I wish I was more motivated to get up and take a run in the morning. Me and my wife are talking about that, as far as like waking up, especially now. Again, I'm going to have one more practice. It was supposed to be Saturday, but Brandon isn't hosting anymore, and Brandon's actually cutting down our practices. And so we normally were doing every week, and now we're going to do like twice a month at most, table time. And granted, I end up pulling all the fucking time. I work at a gym, and people see me and are like, "Hey, can I arm wrestle you?" And I'm like, "Sure." But yeah, I mean, I think it's a smart thing, and I think it's a good thing. But like I said, April 9th, my wife and I are competing here in Vegas. And I think now Monday will be my last practice. And then I will begin my taper down and dieting process.
If you get videos of your matches, you send them to me. I'll make something for the channel.
Yeah, sure. I know there's going to be some killers out there. I'm just so, but for me, if I can get top 3 both arms, that'd be really cool for me. There's going to be some really, really good guys coming in from Canada too, because the USA versus Canada event, but that's for the super matches. But there's going to be a lot of good guys coming in from all over. And I talk shit, but I never ever underestimate anybody. I think everyone is, I always assume everyone's working harder than me. So that's why I want to work so hard, and if I get there and I'm strong and it's great, then awesome. If I lose, it's never losing. Again, I don't want to sound so cliche to say, if you don't win, you learn, but it is true. All of my most motivating chapters in my strength and arm wrestling success have come after I've lost, it's just going to be fun. I do my, I do my diet, my weight, maybe we'll talk about that one day, but, I got the weight cut, like for instance, last time at Cincinnati Arm Fights, because everyone saw me, they saw me Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon for the event. And I don't know. Do you know who Ole Mosley is? You know who Ole is? Ukrainian kid.
Heard his name.
Really good. But a bunch of people were like, because they saw him, they're like, "Oh, what class you pulling in?" I was like 75. And they're like, "How the fuck are you 175?" And I showed them the video. I made 172. And they're like, "How? What do you weigh right now?" Right then, I weighed 191. I was 193 the Friday before weigh-ins. Then I weighed in at 172 the following Friday, and I was 191 Saturday morning. And again, I'm good at it. I know how to do it. And I had a lot of years of practicing doing like with MMA teams and watching jiu-jitsu guys cut and stuff like that. So And then again, what most people don't realize is how important the rehydration process is. Yes. That's the hard part. And believe me, I've got it wrong plenty of times. I cut for the Orlando competition for the Olympia. I found out about it last minute. And so I had all paid. That was really an awesome experience for me because I got to do commentary right next to me and Devin Larrett. We're doing commentary together. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be on NBC. NBC Sports. I don't know if you heard about it, but I'll just say this to not say anything. Shit happens. So all I know is me and my wife got an all expense paid trip to Orlando, and and that was awesome. And I entered a tournament for fun. I was going there to do the commentary, and I figured, hey, while I'm there, I might as well compete, and but really and then, dude, I pulled 185. Again, I wasn't thinking about cutting 4 days notice. So I cut 12 pounds in 24 hours. And just with no like prep. And I didn't find out. I got my tickets. We flew out Thursday morning. I got my tickets Wednesday morning. I didn't even know the thing was even going to be a thing until 24 hours. And then at that 24 hours, I started dieting because then I weighed in 30. So it was probably about 32 hours. I cut like 14 pounds in 32 hours to be exact. Damn. And I'll tell you, when I made the mistake is I started eating right away because I was so fucking hungry because I literally just starved myself and didn't drink. And we can go over this another day or something, but I started eating prematurely. And dude, if you ever do that, you will literally just shit. You will shit. And I end up weighing less after I weighed in than from the weigh-ins because I pooped so much. Dude, I couldn't stop shitting. It was awful. Awful. But and then I'm pulling my very first match. They started left-handed. My very first match is against Eli Sound, probably the best 185 left-hand dude in the war in the USA. My next match, then I had first pull was against Max Taubin. I had Max Taubin and we had Artem. It was just like killers. And again, I was just so fuck that those guys whooped my ass. And but I think I felt like shit, dude.
Sometimes we get it wrong, and there's good days and bad days.
That was a bad one. That was a bad one.
I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
I want to keep doing these conversations with you.
Yeah.
Whenever we have the time.
Because I got to get going pretty soon. Yeah.
Because I was looking at my watch and I said, "Damn, Jason's."
I know we talk so fast, man. I thought it was like 7:30. It's fucking 10 after 8.
Anyway, I'm gonna send you a video.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a video to DM, and I want you to watch it because next time we can coordinate and get together to do this. I want to talk about the proper way to behave in practice, because when you go to practice, you don't go to get hurt. And there's guys around that really, if you go to their practices, you got to be ready for everything because, they go hard and you end up hurting yourself. Like my friend, his shoulder gave out because of that. And there's some guys around that they have really, really poor sportsmanship, and they do bad stuff. And I just want to talk about that and hear your thoughts about it because you have a whole lot more experience on this subject than I do because of you travel the world, you've been longer in the sport, and you've arm wrestled more places than I have. So I'm gonna send it to you, and when you get it, we talk about it and we get this and do another conversation.
Well, I'm just saying, but to address that right now, I don't think bad sportsmanship or in arm wrestling is any different than anything. You know what I mean? Whether you're playing little league baseball or, a pickup game of football with your friends or even the professional level, even a UFC fight has rules. You know what I mean? Where, you hit the guy in the eye. You see two guys are fucking angry at each other, swinging, kicking each other, poking eye like, oh shit, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Touch gloves. I hit you in the balls. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Oh, dude, my bad. That's a good dude. I would have no place with any of that and the other shit. You know what I mean? Hey, anyone could, there's one thing to have intensity. You know what I'm saying? But there's another thing, dude, to me.
When you see the video I'm gonna send you,
yeah,
you're gonna understand why I want to talk about this. In the
oh,
way
I'm
that
sure. I'm sure. But I was simply going to say, just addressing practice in general. I think the one thing I know here in America, and I've talked about this on our show with Bob Brown, and and I love that that was my favorite episode. I think we did that. I don't remember if we did that episode before or after. After we talked after Bob Brown, but that was my favorite episode that so far, just because I love, and this is going to sound weird, but I promise that it's not. I love that Bob, because I respect him so much and his knowledge, and I love that he agrees with everything I say. Not because I want to be agreed with. It confirms the fact that my path is correct. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking the right thing. And a man that I respect as much as Bob, solidifies that for me. So I just think, for the most part, and I tell people like this, if you ever go to a jiu-jitsu class, you don't let two white belts roll against each other, because all they're going to do is try to kill each other. You know what I mean? And but when you have a white belt and a purple belt or a brown belt, well, now you have someone that can say, yeah, dude, just do that. And most arm wrestling practice in Europe is drilling, holding positions. In Singapore, we did position work. Now I'm going to go offense. Not two guys saying ready, go, and trying to pin each other.
Yeah.
Like, again, I mean, like I said, that's a whole conversation right there.
Yeah.
But it just makes me really sad. Imagine trying to teach your kid football, how to throw a football, and as soon as he says hi, you just fucking go up and tackle him.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Broken their arms in practice here.
Oh, of course. That's
dude, you're not supposed to break your arm in practice, man.
Bro, before the last King of Cali, the King of Cali 2, when Derek Smith took on Tim Bresnan.
Yeah.
Right as we're now getting ready to go live on Brandon's stream and everything like that, we hear somebody call an ambulance. Two fucking guys go on the table outside to warm up, or not warm up. Two amateurs, two amateurs, not even competing. Not even competing. I don't even say we're amateurs. Two guys go up and decide they're going to arm wrestle each other, and the one guy breaks the other guy's arm. Man. What the fuck, man? Again, it's no different than I said, hey, man, will you teach me? You're a boxer. Will you teach me how to box? And you say, sure. And I put gloves on, and you just start fucking punching me. I'd be like, what the fuck? And you're like, dude, this is fun, isn't it? You got to learn how to fucking jab and duck and anyway, but that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, man, but these are fun. I will say, since you shut off or whatever, it was been perfect the whole time.
Yeah, because I shut off the Wi-Fi. And I think it was
perfect.
Bad. And when it was like slow, it was until the network came up.
Yeah.
So
I hear you perfect.
I just won't use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I hear you perfect. The video is perfect. Everything's been perfect. So yeah, brother. I mean, yeah, no. So there you go. So hopefully we got the conversation, because I think all the stuff we talked about was important, and everything like that. But yeah, man, I love doing this shit. Like I said, I hate you because we talk way too damn long. It's fucking 8. I was like, dude, 7:45 tops. I'm gonna be done.
Yeah. I was like, I'm tired. Like, I want to take a shower and go to sleep. But we get on a roll.
Yeah. Well, again, it's mutual respect, mutual energy. Because I was super tired. I was like, dude, I don't even like to really talk for 15 minutes. Next thing I know, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. So fuck you for that. And but it's fun.
Okay. But next time, when we do it again,
yeah,
we text what we're gonna do, what we're gonna talk about, and put a time frame. So
it won't happen no matter what. I'll just put aside 6 hours, and we'll just fucking go.
Okay, well, no, I won't take more of your time. It was a nice conversation about the subject. We talk about steroids and recovering, all that, and Mike and everything. It was great. I like having you on the show, and I hope we keep doing this as it comes up.
Yeah, man, absolutely, brother. All right, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good weekend, and I'll send you some videos after the comp.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you on Instagram before then, then.
Okay.
All right. See you, Brett. Friend. Thank you.